Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome viewers once more to my channel. Those of you that are existing subscribers, most welcome. Those of you that are new to my channel, you are also most welcome. If you are new, please don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you get notification of the new videos that I produce. So carrying on with the maths and today's PowerPoint presentation, as you can see, is all about percentages of amounts, and I've also written that it is no calculator, which is the case for SATs and 11 plus. In both those exams you are not a calculator. And as always, the plea is to please like, share and subscribe to the channel, particularly the subscribe. As I said, it's a big disproportion of views and subscribers. I have no qualms with the views. It is going in the right direction. I think it's 14,000 plus, but it is the subscribes that I am disappointed with. So please help in whatever way you can. Tell your friends, your family, people at school, in the community, wherever you can help to help me to get to that 1,000 mark. Okay, so just two short starter questions. What does percent actually mean? So I'm going to give you a second to think about that and then put up the answer. Okay, so percent means that something is out of 100, and if it's out of something, then of course that relates to our previous topic, which is fractions. What that means is we can cancel down and find the amount that much quicker. So for example, 50 out of 100 would be the same as 1/2. So the other question that I pose here is, what do you already know about percentages? And when I ask students this, then the the sort of good answers are that most exams are represented out of 100, and people find it easier to understand. A lot of statistics and graphics on television, magazines, etc. is presented in percentages, so that we find it much easier to understand. Okay, going on to today's lesson. Today we will be calculating percentages, as I've already emphasized, without using a calculator. We are going to look at some examples, including some worded questions which are very popular on SATs papers and 11 plus. And to link in with this, we will be looking at percentage changes. So a reduction in a percentage or an increase in percentage, which is very often included in analysis or presentations. So you will often hear there has been an increase in such and such a thing, for example population, or the quantity of certain things, or there has been a decrease of a certain amount. So going on to an actual question, the first one that we have is find 20% of 250. So as I've said, this topic links with fractions, and this can actually be done very, very quickly, because I've said a percentage is essentially a fraction. So 20% is 20 over 100, which we can cancel down to 1/5. So 1/5 of 250, I'm sure you can calculate, but I am going to go through there's two methods. Firstly, the one that's popular in schools, and then secondly the older version, which I'm used to, on the next slide. So the way that children are taught at school nowadays is to find 10%, 5% or 1%, and then that number is that much easier to deal with. So we have 250. So to find 10%, of course, is a tenth of that. So we simply divide 250 by 10, which of course is 25. So the question is asking us to find 20%, So we are simply going to multiply the 10 by 2 to get the 20, and 2 lots of 25s are of course 50. So £50 is the answer. Okay, on this slide, as I say, I've shown the workings in a different way. So firstly we have the fraction 20 over 100 multiplied by the whole amount, which was 250 over 1. So I've cancelled down the first fraction 20 over 100 to 1 over 5 and multiplied that by 2 excuse me 250. So the top line becomes a multiplication of 1 times 250 divided by 5, which of course is 50. Okay, another example. Find 35% of 340. So you just have to think a little bit how you are going to do it, and you can do 10% as always, and sometimes it might be useful to do 1%, which means moving the decimal place 2 places. So 10% of this amount is 34, and then we need to do the calculations by working 10% and 5%. Okay, so what it's saying in this box is we need to find 30% and 5%. So 30% is of course 3 lots of 10s, and 5% would be half of that. So 10% is 34. Then we're going to divide that by 2 to get our 5%. So we now know what 10% is. We now know what 5% is. For 10% we simply divided it by 10. 340 divided by 10 is 34. Then halved that to get 5%. So we can calculate 15% now. But we need 35. So 3 lots of 34 is 102, and don't forget to add on the 17. So the answer is 119, and we got that by adding 102 and 17, giving us a total of 119. Okay, another percentage to calculate, 17%. So in this example I think it is useful to calculate 1%. So if you look at this, the way that I've done it, the other way, it's 10%, 5% and 2%. But as I say, in the exam situation I would work out 1% of that, which is 5.2, and then multiply that by 17, and you would get the same answer. Okay, so 10% of that of course is 52, 5% is 26, and 1% is 5.2, as I've already pointed out. Okay, so we're going to times double that to get 10.4, and we circle the ones that we need, the 10, the 5 and the 2, and we're just going to add all those together. 52 kg plus 26 kg plus 10.4 kg, the answer is 88.4 kg. Okay, so I hope you are understanding. Moving on then, so the other aspect, as I've said, is to increase something. So to increase something, obviously the value is going to go up. So the question is, increase 450 by 21%. So again, we decide what percentages we need. We need 20 and a 1. So we know how to calculate 10%. Of course it's 45. We're going to double that to 90, because 45 and 45 is 90, and dividing 45 by 10 is of course £4.50. Now we can add the two amounts together, the 90 and the £4.50, because that comes to 21%. And so we need to add, we have the figure of 94. I didn't know this was on. We need to add that back to 450. So 450 plus the 21%, which is £94.50, equals £544.50. Okay, so hopefully you have understood that. So just emphasize that once you have the amount, don't forget the add amount on. Okay, in this question we are going to decrease 850 by 39%. So we need 40% and 1%, and of course in this case we're going to take that off, and don't forget this is a decrease, so the amount is going to be lower. So 10% of 850 is 85. We need to times that by 4 to get 40%, and that is 340. Then, as I said, we need to take 1% off that to get the 39. So 1% of 85 is 8.5. So we need to take that off the 340, and we get 331.5. So that is 39%. And then, as I've said, don't forget to take it off the original amount. So the original amount was 850, and we take 39% off that, which was 331.5, giving us the answer of 518.5 meters. Okay, so I hope I haven't gone through that too quickly, and next time, as always, I have 10 for you to try, so I hope I haven't gone through it too quickly. So in the answers that I've worked out, I have given them as decimals rather than fractions, but we all know that 0.5 is of course a half, so if you've written halves in some of the answers, then that of course is still correct, but you will be told whether it's a fraction that they are requiring or a decimal, but in these answers please give them as decimals. So I'll leave that up for 5 seconds so that you have a chance to stop the video. Okay viewers, so I'm about to reveal the answers. Okay, so those are the answers. Sorry I didn't have time to show the workings, but if there are any queries, if I've got something wrong, please do tell me in the comment section, especially if you don't understand something. Okay, so I'll leave that up for 5 seconds and then bid you farewell once again. Okay viewers, I'm going to move on to the summary and then the slide. Fine. So that brings us to the end of the presentation, and in this presentation we've learned how to calculate percentages. We've looked at the build-up, in other words the 10% and the doubling, etc. And we've also seen how to increase and decrease percentage amounts. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the presentation. Thank you very, very much for watching, and please like, share and subscribe to my channel so that I can reach that magic 1000 much quicker. So look after yourselves, look after others. Things I'm sure will get better in the coming weeks and months. So अपना ख्याल रखना, दूसरों का ख्याल रखना, हमें दुआओं में याद रखना. Until the next time, Allah Hafiz. Goodbye.